to
Boy
and girl
make food.
Today we'll be making Italian breadsticks.
This will be a perfect addition to our Italian dinner.
The ingredients for these breadsticks are pretty simple. Flour, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of yeast, a little bit of salt, and a cup of water.
If you have a little butter, you can melt it and put in some garlic powder and garlic salt and spread it on, and it'll taste like your own Italian breadsticks. To proof the yeast, you need to put it in a mixer and add some other ingredients with the dough hook on it. First, add 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. And don't get it on the counter. Next, add about a quarter cup of flour. Then, put 1 cup warm water in. Then, give it a little whisk. Put on the foil. Then, wait about 15 minutes till it gets frothy and bubbly.
Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Now you should take off the foil. See how foamy and bubbly it is? That means the yeast is alive and active.
Next, we're going to make the rest of the dough. First, you put 1 tablespoon of sugar in.
Next, add in about a teaspoon of salt. Make sure, since salt can ruin a recipe, don't do it over the recipe bowl. I do it over this tiny bowl right here.
It's always good to lock the mixer before you turn it on. We're going to turn it on slow, so it only mixes in the salt and the sugar. It's always good to turn it off before you unlock it.
You always want to keep your hands away from the moving parts, and you could get seriously hurt. Next, we're going to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And if you want, you can use a butter knife. If you get too much, you can use a butter knife to scrape off the extra flour. Make sure to do it over the flour bowl.
Make sure to lock it. And then put it on the lowest level, unless you're going to get covered in flour.
The dough is very powdery. Add in an additional half cup of water. You may not need it all.
Next, we need to turn it to 2 and let the dough knead for 4 minutes.
While the dough is mixing, add in a few drops of oil.
The dough, I know it's done because the dough is soft, but it doesn't really stick to my fingers.
Now, quickly take the dough off the hook. Take the dough dough off the hook. Make sure it doesn't stick to your finger. Make it into a quickly make it into a rough ball. And put it in the oiled bowl.
Spin the bowl to get all the oil on the outside of the dough, and then put plastic wrap on it. Then put it on the counter for about an hour until it gets twice as big.
Bread is fun to make, but it takes a lot of patience.
Now it's double the size. And it's very fluffy.
Spray a cookie sheet with oil.
Then preheat the oven for 400 degrees. Divide the bread into 16 equal pieces.
Then roll them out into the breadstick shape about 8 inches long.
Place the sticks of bread on a cookie sheet like this one. First, take off the plastic wrap. Then, ask a parent to help you put the pan into the oven. We're going to make the topping for the breadstick. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1/8 of garlic salt. Now microwave it for about 20 seconds till it's all melty. Then stir it with the pastry brush. I'm going to spread the garlic butter onto each hot and kind of warm breadstick.
Yum.
It tastes like
Garlic
and butter, and it's warm.
Mixed in with bread. Yum.
It tastes very good. Joining us on
Boy
and Girl
Make Food.